T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The following program is rated TVMA for language. We want everyone to be able to enjoy the program, but sometimes things happen, and we may say things that may be offensive to some or non-conducive to others. So in other words, shit happens. Oops.
Niggas coming.
Oh look, they got a pet turtle and some food. They're probably gonna feed the turtle that, give it a little bath, and then they're... Why are they putting up it?
Hell no! I said no, bye. No.
Oh my god.
So that's actually a friend of mine. That is someone I've been playing dodgeball.
That's Vic. Yeah, that's Vic. Yeah.
3 to 4 years. That's Vince Marchbanks.
Yeah, I know.
You knew that I knew that nigga?
That's where I got it from. I got it from Vince.
When did you become friends with Vince? I'm so confused.
We follow each other on the gram.
I didn't fucking know this. That's hilarious. But yes, that is Vince Marchbanks.
You know, most people who follow you that watch Blerds ended up starting following me. Pretty much vice versa.
Okay. Got it. Okay. I'm just laughing because
I
was like, you're playing Vince's video. Did it go viral?
No, I just saw the shit. I was like,
you just saw it. You thought it was funny. I was like, did this nigga go viral for that? After all the dodgeball videos, because he's had a number of dodgeball videos. There was one where he hit so many people in the head, and it was in like a highlight reel with like music where like the 808s would drop every time, and people were like, one black person said it looked like he's hitting these white people for reparations. Like that was for all the ancestors. Every single one of them had shots. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
welcome to episode 159 of Blerds N The Hood. Before we go any further, I'm your resident supervillain, MrJayWashington. This is my lousy ass co-host who was lousy.
Myself?
No, I want to make sure that's my preamble. No, that was my preamble to say my lousy ass co-host this way. Because again, with thanks to everyone and our lousy ass guest Dave Hellum on Tuesday, you are the lousiest niggas I've ever met in my life.
You just sound like a bitter individual that got read like a fucking Harry Potter book, nigga. You literally got read like a Boxcar Children saga, and you concerned about
Boxcar Children.
The Boxcar Children, nigga. You got read like Goosebumps. You got Goosebumps. That's why your ass changed shirts.
This bitch.
Already you start.
I'm sorry. I'm
okay.
sorry.
I saw Dave last night at Setup Comedy, and I was like, because I just went to the show. I literally went to the show to say, kiss my ass. Like, I just and so, welcome. Thank you, everybody, who checked out Tuesday's show, and it had a laugh at my expense. You know, I'm happy I can help entertain the fucking people. Everybody was like, I had to rewatch the episode again to watch Jay get roasted.
Most people said, damn, that was fucked up. But also, I laughed until I cried. Or damn, that was terrible. Y'all so mean to Jay, but also I laughed so goddamn hard I choked on the drink I was sipping at the time. Like, damn, y'all ain't gotta do Jay like that. But also, I laughed so hard I went from having like a pregnancy stomach to having abs. Like
this bitch.
I mean, the comments were killing me where people were defending you, but also saying that was hysterical.
Oh, hey, fuck you.
That's how I feel early in the show, just so we get that Let me tell you something. I will refuse to acknowledge anyone in the neighborhood who keeps bringing this shit up. I won't acknowledge. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Because I see the temptation on your face. This nigga's
What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Anyways,
what are you talking about?
It's going to be a very fun show, I believe. So, because this nigga here. I changed shirts on air because you niggas kept saying I look like I was selling this.
Most of us was in tears. There you go. There you go. And see, this is how I know that we've gotten new followers over time, because they were like, we got to see the whole series Chicken. If you hadn't seen it before, there was a whole period of time when that happened. And the clip out that we have now is when your boy Morrow was on here, and we were showing him the commercial, because you could see us off to the side, and you're just like, the whole fucking time, man. It's all good.
Nigga, no.
We gotta get through our.
I know,
Winston.
My nigga. Nigga.
A nigga moment.
Man. Nigga. My nigga. What you been doing?
We gotta speed this along, because for those that are paying attention to the Twitters and all that stuff, we do have a special guest coming on today in about 8 minutes. So Jay's the one that waxes poetic. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. After that lovely episode of Blerds N The Hood this past Tuesday, yesterday, just got some work done, man. Working on the stuff. Today we recorded both of the final two Spider-Man rewatches in prep for No Way Home, just because the holidays and everything. So we just wanted to make sure that was all done. Kind of set a timeline now for when we're going to have this project I'm working on with Roxy kind of ready to go, which is good too. And that's pretty much it. I'm also pissed off because UPS, didn't even make a serious attempt to try and deliver my phone. They just left the sticker outside. They didn't call nobody on the box, even though I said 205. 205 is listed as my name. They could have buzzed it. I would have let them in. They could drop my shit. Doesn't matter. I'm not pissed. I didn't almost skip the beginning of Blerds N The Hood to go pick it up from the pickup box. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. And so with that, MrJayWashington.
My nigga. Nigga.
A nigga moment.
Man. Nigga. My nigga. What you been doing?
I went to my therapist yesterday, and I think she needs a therapist now.
Jesus.
You ever unpacked so much shit? One is like, she just stopped writing and just was like, I don't know where to start. Like, she was like, so how's it been going? And I was like, well, the hoe ass nigga I do a show with actually roasted me with another hoe ass nigga who I've been friends with for over 10, 12 years. And then
that is what you decided to waste your time on.
No, I didn't actually. I just wanted to make sure I keep including that. But all that happened. I was hoping you would have gone to check out about the shirts, because I got the info about I didn't get.
So I didn't get a chance to talk to you. I went down there and nothing of what we needed. It was all Pro Club shirts, niggas. So unless we want to give niggas fucking tall tees, we ain't gonna be able to fucking do that.
So we're gonna have to just get someplace to just print them out and ship them to us. Just full. We're trying. If you didn't know.
Hold on, y'all. Is it me or is it Jay?
It feels like
it's got to be me. All right. All right. Let me. I didn't think.
What all do you have running?
Nothing right now. I had Facebook Messenger open.
Are you exporting anything?
Nope. I finished that. I'm just checking to make sure that there's no like. Oh, I opened up because of our guest. I opened up HBO Max. It's paused, but I just closed that. Maybe that'll fix it.
Everybody's saying it's me.
You.
How? I don't have shit running. I mean,
they're saying you're getting pulled into another dimension. I don't know, man. I'm not sure.
I don't have shit running. My fucking. Let me turn the TV off. Turn off Roku. I ain't doing shit. Jay is grainy. Jay is the one freezing. Jay going to the metaverse. He's pixelated and freezing. I don't need to take this abuse from y'all. Anyway.
So you were talking about the thing with like fuck me, fuck your other friend, fuck
Nah, so I
friends.
I had a long stressful thing of therapy. For those who saw, I've been having a
Are you
some papers fell. Some papers fell from under one of my desks where the thing is, and it's open, and it fell and rubbed down my leg, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Bro, I need everyone tomorrow during the Far From Home review that we did. There was a moment within the first like 3 minutes of the review where we're not supposed to be dropping F-bombs. Nigga, I said nigga like very loud into the mic because Christian had told us a story about a squirrel that kept breaking into his studio and stealing food out the candy jar. He has like a candy jar. It would open it, take the food, and run. Nigga, I thought a squirrel attacked me. Y'all just gonna have to see what happens. Oh my God.
It's my internet. I see it. I don't know what it is. And I see the internet thing. It's really fucking weird. So yeah, I had a breakdown. I was like, really, my head. I've been going through a bad mental situation for the past several weeks. Blah 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 blah. Had a real bad mental breakdown. Everything was going on yesterday. Like I said, I went to the show, the comedy show that Dave was on. Today, just went to the gym again, and I found on the web. Bitch, shut up, Alexa, stop.
Why are you talking to Alexa like that? What she do?
Because she started talking out of nowhere.
What she do to you?
Anyway. So yeah, so all of that happened, and I had to tell my son I can't come out there for his birthday next week. Again, flights are ridiculous. Flights are stupid. Just to even try to get to Chicago with a one-way ticket is like $500 almost. It's ridiculous. So that sucks. Then I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna go see my baby, see my daughter for Christmas, because again, flights with all this crazy shit that's happening with flights. Is they're shooting through the roof. Yep. So it's like it's just wild.
You might have to swallow your pride and fly some Spirit, bro. You shat on Spirit for a minute. You might have to just say fuck it against the spirit of the air, my nigga. The Holy Spirit.
Nigga, no.
Go up there wearing all of your outfits. You'll be hot to the motherfucker, but you got on 5 pairs of drawers, 5 undershirts, 6 shirts, and a
no sir, not me.
Can't pack no bag, nigga. Can't pack a bag. Gotta wear
it. Streamlabs.com/Blerds N The Hood /tip. Streamlabs, if y'all want to get it in support, I'm letting you know.
Why don't we get into the funny one first because it's shorter? Because our guest should be here in a minute.
Yes. With the questions with our guests when we have them on, we're going to take any questions. Get them in through the Streamlabs right now. So if you don't know who we're talking to Ezra Daniels, one of the writers for DC's Doom Patrol on HBO Max. It's a big reason we're talking to him because he was a big influence in the arc this season of Vic, aka Cyborg. So any questions you may have, get those right now. You got a good point. That's yours. Take it away.
Awesome. All right. So for those of you that didn't know, Maury Povich is back with one of the greatest episodes of all time. Lil Nas X, aka Montero, was on an episode of Maury, and y'all, I'm just gonna show you a small clip of it, and then we'll discuss for a minute before our guest gets here. Look at this.
So, why did you decide to surprise him at his house with some flowers?
He's always showing me love, and he's always making the first move. Right. So I wanted to go up to his house and surprise him, in such a classic way with roses.
What happened when you opened the door?
His wife was there with the child.
You never expected that?
I never in a million years.
And you saw pictures. Then what happened? What'd you do?
I went home, I got drunk, and I pretty much just passed out.
Yeah, but he called you later, I heard.
He told me that he didn't even want to be with her. He said that...
Oh, he's still professing love for you.
He wants me. I mean...
It was everything you wanted and more. I don't want to ruin the surprise about what happened with his lover and her and the lover's wife and the child and who, if so, the dude is the father and all sorts of shit. It literally hits every incredible beat of more you could possibly want. And I cannot recommend enough. If you want to check it out, you can go on to YouTube, go to Maury's official page, and it's probably his most watched video, to be honest with you. Jay, you gotta see it, bro. It's so good. It's so
hilarious to
funny.
me because you're just, you see, the thing is, it's not just the fact it's Lil Nas X. How deeply dedicated into a Maury rat hole, nigga, you will go no matter what. And so,
you watch one Maury, you're watching all Maury's. But if anybody people are asking, was this real or not? They have the disclaimer at the end, and I knew this coming up front because I recognized the dude in the picture. It's based off of his song "That's What I Want," the music video. He actually did. Like, they teamed up with Maury to play out that entire music. So he literally took the music video to the next level, and it was absolutely fucking hysterical. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and end that topic a little bit early because, ladies and gentlemen, what
more was there to say about it? Like,
that's pretty much it. Is that you should watch? Is that you should
a little bit early? What more was there to say?
Because I just watch the episode of Maury with Lil Nas X. That's literally all I gotta say.
All right,
go ahead, Jay.
I don't know how we're gonna do this. All right, if you all have been following us, you know that for the past 3 seasons, all 3 seasons, right? Yeah, we've done all 3.
We've done all 3.
We've done all 3 seasons. We've reviewed the show Doom Patrol that was first on DC Universe, now HBO Max. And this season, we talked about in our reviews how we were heavily into the storylines that they did. We brought up, I've got a chance to talk with Shoshana Sochi. She's one of the writers, and she introduced me to another writer who, if I'm not mistaken, reading his bio correctly, I'm thinking he might be from the crib. I got to make sure because he got a lot of Chicago connections in there. Go ahead and drop the overlay, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up, Mr. Ezra Daniels. What's happening, sir? Drop the overlay. That was your job.
It takes a second, sir.
Good one job.
What's good, bro? Yeah, what's good, bro?
Yo, I'm so nervous to see you guys. I'm starstruck. I've been watching your show. And
you're starstruck. Come on.
Stop it, man. Okay, let me ask this question. Are you from Chicago?
I lived in Chicago for 10 years. So
okay, because I was reading your bio.
Yeah,
because I was seeing your bio and I was seeing so much Chicago connection. I was like, is he from the crib? I was like, okay, this speaks volumes, man. I want to say first and foremost, for Winston and myself, thank you for coming on here and talking with us.
Yo, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Man.
And I could watch you guys talk about Lil Nas X on Maury for I was just like, no, don't bring me on. I gotta see how this ends. I gotta see what this guy got to say.
Have you seen it yet, though? Have you seen it?
No, I heard about it, but you guys showing it was the first time I saw it.
Oh my God! Literally, it might be the greatest episode of Maury I've ever seen, with the exception of the woman that had brought on 7 men prior, and on the 8th one, she's like, "I'm sure 1,000% this time, Maury. This is the one."
And
he wasn't. That was she literally her final line. Jay, her final line was, "I thought my search was over."
How many people do you have to have sex with in a week? You had 8 people. Do you understand? People fuck a lot. Do you had 8 people and you're like, I'm still not sure. These 8. What type of gang was you involved in? What orgy you went to where everybody just was busted off like a super soaker?
Sorry. Hey, people out there living their lives. People gotta live their lives.
Living their best life. And this was pre-COVID too, so it's not like you were worried about well, I might get some little extra, just the standard chlamydia and pregnancy. You don't have to worry about dying from COVID or nothing. So
8 people went raw in steak and I think I'm gonna get a free trip to the Maury show. So let me ask this first question.
Yo, Jay's internet is just amplifying the comment. It's just
this is what we're not gonna do today.
Jay,
you know what?
Jay, it's okay. Remember when we did the Crest interview? That was me that time. Remember, it's hey, Crest, when you were on front, what was it like?
If you watch our Crest Williams interview, it's literally him freezing, and now it's me for some reason. I'm gonna open up my blinds. You go ahead and start asking questions.
Well, Ezra,
is that
first
an
of all,
internet
man,
chick? I haven't heard that one.
I don't know. Maybe he got some sort of. So Jay does have a little bit of conspiracy theorist in him, so maybe he's probably got them he's upgraded to the aluminum blinds to block out signal.
That's got to be it. Gotta open them blinds. Get that internet going.
Absolutely. First of all, congratulations on an incredible season,
live.
man. Congratulations on an incredible season of Doom Patrol. Season 3 was absolutely wild. And you wrote Bird Patrol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah,
so
Bird
Patrol.
And that was my first episode of TV ever that I ever wrote.
Really? That was your first episode of TV?
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible, because you were at a story editor level too, weren't you?
This year I was. This whole thing has been new to me. I've only been screenwriting for like 2 years. I come from the comic book world, so I'm a comic book writer.
Right.
So I just got into screenwriting. So this is my first thing. So like when you're talking about titles, that's for my agent to figure out. Like, I don't know what story editor means, or like staff writer or whatever.
That you've essentially jumped to you, instead of being a private man, you already up to like sergeant level essentially. So that, but I think that they gave that to you, and it makes sense. Like you said, you have a comic book background, so you know material like this better than anybody.
But again, it's the translation from page to screen, though. There's the difference in that.
Of course, but like he has enough like professional credits just in life. I think that your agent probably did a really good job being like, go ahead and give my little brother a little extra boost.
Go boost him up a little bit in the pay grade so I get my cut. Boost him up a little bit, boost him.
But
I'll take it.
Right? But all that being said, man, I loved Bird Patrol, that particular episode, because you were kind of getting into Vic. Obviously, that was when he made the decision. He went to go talk to the family friend and make the decision to have the surgery. And he actually gets cut off by the flagellation mid-surgery. So how much obviously a writer's room, you guys are all working together, and then people take their episodes. But how much of an influence were you having on Vic's storyline throughout the season?
I mean, that's hard to say, because like the writer's room is so collaborative, but I definitely came into this world, like I come from the indie comics world, and my comics tend to be like really political, and I have like a really strong political agenda and like a political intent behind the stuff that I do. And like coming into Hollywood, I had this big fear that like people are going to wave dollar signs in my face, and I was just going to forget all of my ethics and just be like, all right, I'll write whatever you want to do. So like my first couple of years as a screenwriter, I was like really trying to push myself to like, swing for the fences as far as like trying to make political statements in my work. So like I was really trying to push that as much as possible in the room without like rubbing people the wrong way. But I definitely got to give shout outs to Shoshana and Tanya Steele specifically as like two of the other main people of color in the room that were like really like, we were on this journey together trying to like tell Vic's story and like take Vic's character into new places. And I feel like, and like when I got to my episode, I was just like, okay, how can I fit in some political diatribes? I'm just going to try to fit this stuff in here and like see.
Okay. Hold on. Let me show you something. This is a standard.
Stop.
He's going to show you a standard video on this show
that we play all the time.
Nigga. Which has gotten a lot of people in trouble in coffee shops. It is not our fault. There are people be in coffee shops with this, and they be like, I didn't have headphones on. Like, you know what the fuck you watching? So, like.
Appreciate that. But totally. But so like with the political stuff, I was trying to like, I really wanted to bring Ronnie back because she's like such a great she's like such a great like activist perspective. And when we were trying to figure out what to do with Frenzy, we had a lot of discussions on like how to make him like the militant member of the Sisterhood of Dada, so he could bring that voice to it. So that was really important to me.
Well, and that voice Oh, go ahead.
Just a follow-up question, or like a statement, I guess. One of the things that we've loved about Doom Patrol is it really has been about being the other, and what does that mean? And we've obviously focused a lot with Larry previously with his sexuality and stuff like that. So I just wanted to say I just appreciated what you and Shoshana and I'm sorry, you're the third
Tanya.
Tanya, then you, Tanya, and Shoshana
all did Subconscious Patrol.
Amazing, and that was the whole thing, because that like we haven't got a chance, right? We got some of that with Ronnie, like you said before, but we really got a chance to dive into what does it mean to be Black, and what does it mean to be militant versus activist versus, in this case with Vic, it was almost. We joke that he's almost like Carlton sometimes. We're like very well educated, treated that way by his dad, so that he didn't have to face the BS but being black, it don't matter. You're going to catch it from all angles.
And one of the things about that is, even in the review, Winston and I talked about how Winston, you said personally, it reflected in your life from what you had gone through. So when you decide to bring it to the page that way, where does the mind go to say, yo, we're going to make Frenzy the militant one, but he really has to check Vic. So how does that come about? Like that we're going to have him check him like, yo, bro, you forget, no matter if you're a hero or not, you're black. How does that come about?
Right. I mean, well, first of all, like a little bit of my background, if you haven't been able to tell already, I'm biracial. So like, I'm already coming like to this story with like, like this, like bridging a gap between two worlds kind of thing. So I felt like Vic as a black man coming from a privileged, like a financially privileged perspective, I felt like there was a lot that I could potentially bring to this as like a white passing black man, and like just like the intersection of race and privilege. So that was kind of where I was starting from. But then like in terms of getting to that point where we all agreed on something that was going to be appreciated by the fans and something that was going to be like an emotional payoff for Vic, it was very difficult. We had a lot of like really intense, very long conversations, and yeah, things got kind of intense in the room for a minute. I'm not going to lie, but I mean, it's like, that's just like what it takes to get to these stories that we feel like really resonate with people.
But I think that level of tension is a good thing because of what was the final product delivered.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. I mean, that's all we can hope for.
No, of course. I mean, even to the point that obviously the show last year ended early because of COVID. I think about the fact that coming into this writer's room for season 3, we're right off the heels of George Floyd, of Breonna Taylor, of all of the protests that happened last summer. So to not address any of this would have been, I think, a dire mistake.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like we're coming off of, and like, I mean, it was like the Vic stuff was like, we were having conversations about race and privilege during the time that all that stuff was going on. So like there was tension just by having those conversations, period. Like it had nothing to do with the dynamics of the people in the room. It was just like, these are difficult conversations to have. And like, we're having our writer's room and it's all over Zoom because it's over a pandemic. And we're like meeting up on Zoom every day. And this is like during like late summer, fall and winter, and all the way up through like the January 6th riots. And we're on Zoom together talking about these stories as I've got a window open, live coverage of the Capitol being stormed by white supremacists. And it was just like, it was wild. I mean, like, I don't even know what I'm talking about now, but just like the cognitive dissonance it takes to log into Zoom and be like, hey, how's everybody doing? Let's like write the superhero show. Meanwhile, I got this window open on the side that's just like the entire world is collapsing around me.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh no, I was going to ask you. I was going to just bring up something about the episode, but go ahead real quick and then I'll take mine.
All I was going to say, if you want a slight chuckle,
no, don't do this.
Don't do this about the insurrection. Jay, as it was happening, got infuriated, and he woke up and he had it on, and he gave a rousing speech that nobody heard because he didn't realize he was muted. So I got hella text messages from fans that we work with, from one of our moderators, be like, yo, you gotta get on the show and tell, like, it's like 8 in the morning. I'm knocked out cold. You gotta get on the show and tell Jay he don't know he muted right now. So it's still up there if you want a nice little laugh, because Jay is giving the best acting job of his life.
Fuck you and your 1080p camera.
Oh my
God. Because y'all
he didn't take the opportunity to overdub it.
I should have, man. I should have.
Because you see me just going, and he goes, you just hear him go, Jay. I'm like, what? And I'm still muted. I'm mad. I'm furious. I'm muted. I'm like, what? He's like, you muted. And you just see my face go, fuck. Okay. It just got to start over. One of the things I have to bring up is it's a discussion with the sisterhood back in 1949. And Frenzy talks about all the things they've been through. And when he gets to the point of bringing up about the atrocities going on in our own backyard to my people, that right there was something that was like, oh shit, because again, it's realistic in the realm of everything he's been talking about all season. And it puts a perspective. You see all the characters' faces, they're like, shit. Because Winston and I talked about this, how the Bureau was racist towards metas, but had a black woman. And I was going to
bring that up, where she was like, look at him. And I was like,
Where it was like, ma'am, like you are, like she was sitting there, and we're like, this is a black woman that said that, and you just really wanted to be like, nigga. Like, did you realize who you are?
Jay, I feel like there would be a slightly more accurate thing you might say about her.
I figured we're just gonna play the whole thing for him. Like,
I just let him enjoy it.
I was like, what? A 3-minute video? What's going on?
I was like, Esther may not have seen it, bro. I was like, just let him have this.
This is what we. This is Blerds in the Hood. Like,
yo, can you loop that? Was it on loop? Can you loop it?
Yo, all of a sudden, the one black person Esther don't mess with because they aren't cool, and all of a sudden that becomes their ringtone. Like he has to deal with them.
And they be like, you know how you call people like, I wonder what my ringtone is, and that plays out. They be like, hey, what the fuck? I will say one of the things we noticed and we talked about a lot about this season was this being about identity as a whole. Yeah. What are we? Who are we? Why are we? And it applies to everybody.
And like even Madame Rouge, man. I
even
feel
Madame
her
Rouge
more than anybody.
But Cliff, one of the things too is not just with Vic, but Cliff, like finding out, yo, my man's has Parkinson's. Does he have Parkinson's, or is it just self-diagnosed Parkinson's? Because Winston and I was wondering, like, has he been to a doctor yet? Like, does anybody know this officially? Like, ain't no grid to tell him, like, your brain's fucked. Like, but he knew something was wrong. But you have Cliff deal with that, and then again in Subconscious Patrol, him finding out, him seeing all the bullshit he did. How was it going? Like the themes you guys figure out, the overall theme for the seasons, like this being identity. How did that come about?
Yeah, I mean that was like in the beginning of the writers' room, we spent 3 weeks, 4 weeks just talking about like what we wanted to say and what the overarching theme of the whole season is going to be, and like identity was a big thing. The legacy ended up being a big thing, and I think there's like an interesting overlap between identity and legacy because you're talking about how you want to be remembered as an individual after you die. So I think that was a big part of it, just like setting up how you define yourself as a person. And yeah, so I think that was a big part of like how we formed Madame Rouge as a character, because that's like the new character in this world. And I think you're absolutely right. Like this is the one character, because she's new to this world, like she can be completely formed in the mold of the themes of the season. So I think like her struggling to define herself and her identity was just like, that's like the magic key to like unlocking the theme of the season, and like following her arc through the season was just trying to amplify that.
Absolutely.
And I think going for her,
go ahead, Jay.
For Madame Rouge going from being evil to good, and per se having Rita flipping that role, like, because again, Rita boiled the brain. How do y'all come up with that decision in a writer's room? Like,
I definitely want to know who came up with that. That was somebody
like, yo, put the tea kettle and just pour this shit like a reverse Hannibal Lecter and just watch him sizzle slow, like some Wu-Tang into the 36 chambers torture shit. Like, woo!
I was shocked when I saw that too, to be honest, because like the way the contracts work, like the writer's room, like the schedule went over, and because I was like, or my contract just ended before the last few episodes were written. So like we've like talked loosely about what was going to happen in the last 3 episodes, but after I wrote my episode, which is number 7, I was like out of the room, so I didn't even get to. I wasn't part of those conversations, and because my contract was over, I was like not allowed to be privy, like for WJ rules or whatever, to like. I can't like interact with this at all because it would be like a breach of contract. So me watching those cuts was the first time I'd ever seen a lot of that stuff. And that Rita thing, when she boiled the brain, I had no idea that was coming. And I was just like, I don't know this person.
Well, hey man, I mean, again, we saw her evolve, and in one of those things, as has happened, and how a good story will happen throughout a season, the experiences that happen to you, you maybe figure out who you are at the time, but who you turn into just can become so different. And that's why we were even speculating about if Rita is going to end up being the bad guy next season. But before we get into all of that, we have some questions from the audience that they wanted to either give you.
Which, by the way, You can still get those questions in for the time being. Streamlab.com/Blerds N The Hood /tip. Streamlabs.com/Blerds N The Hood /tip. We're going to read some of those, and that's what he's doing, right?
Yep. So shout out to Alberto Rios just for donating. We appreciate you. Jimmy Nails sends in, do you have any contact with Grant Morrison? What is it like writing for the weirdest heroes on Earth?
I don't have any contact with Grant. I think that on one of the seasons, Gerard Way came into the room to just like, talk through some of the stuff, and he wrote one of the later seasons. I wasn't there for that, so I'm not really sure what happened there. But obviously, Grant's comics are like probably we're pulling the most from that stuff. But to be honest, and I'm probably not, I don't know if this is okay for me to say, but when I got the job, like there wasn't any pressure put on me to like read the comics. So like I didn't like I come from the comics world, so I was aware of Doom Patrol, but I'd never actually read the comics. But like it's not like when I came on to the writer's room on the first day, they're like, okay, here's a test to make sure that Doom Patrol up and down and sideways. Right. So it was really about like more taking inspiration from that stuff. And there's some people in the room that actually do kind of have encyclopedic knowledge of the comic. So like if someone pitches a character that's like in line with something that exists in the Doom Patrol universe, but not exactly it, they'll be like, oh, this is kind of like this one character from issue whatever of the Grant Morrison run. So let's just like call it that character and make it this thing.
No, that makes sense. And I mean, I would even argue you don't necessarily need everybody in there to be that kind of expert on it, because you're not just exclusively talking about these characters. You're talking about themes that these characters also embody, So it makes sense that as long as somebody in the room can go, all right, this is who the Sisterhood of Dada is, so then you can make decisions on what to go forward. That
which, by the way, they're the Brotherhood of Dada in the comics.
Right.
So like that was another decision, like the decision to switch the name and to gender bend the fog, to go from Byron Shelley to Shelley Byron.
It's just like I think I feel so lucky that the Doom Patrol fans like you guys and like other people who watch the show are just like into things being fucked with like that. So I feel like twisting things around, people just have so like when I before my episode came out, or just like when I got this job, I was so scared about like doing something that's like adjacent to the mainstream comics fandom, because like my perception of that coming from indie comics is just like, this is the toxic shit, like Comicsgate, all this stuff. Like I was so scared of opening myself up to like, I was like, when my episode comes out and people see, like when people hear the line about like Vic doesn't want to be like a cop demanding justice down the barrel of a gun, like I'm going to get a bunch of hate mail from right-wing fans of the show, not realizing that there aren't right-wing fans of the show. Like right-wingers don't watch Doom Patrol.
Dude, this show is so black, so queer, so everything other than right-wing.
Real quick, let me reset this real quick. For those who are just joining in, thank y'all. Y'all already know what this is, episode 159 of Blerds N The Hood. I'm the resident supervillain, MrJayWashington, Winston A. Marshall. We are talking with one of the writers for DC's Doom Patrol on HBO Max, Mr. Ezra Daniels, and we're having a great conversation. And like Winston just said, this show it's an amalgam of everything you want to talk about, you want to sometimes hear, because again, superhero comics have always been reflective of the times, and this show, being as weird as it is, can be reflective of those things. Is amazing.
Well, this next comment is pretty great from G. Smith, who says that Doom Patrol has an X-Men Outcast group feel with great personal stories between characters. While I'm not a fan of the comic, I love the show. And I think that's the case for a lot of us. I don't know about you, Ezra, but for me, my only experience with the Doom Patrol prior to the show was from the Teen Titans cartoon in like the early 2000s. So when they were depicted, I didn't know they were this weird. I didn't know that their villains were so crazy, because they toned it down since it was like the kids show. It was just like, there's an evil brain in a jar. There's a shapeshifter like Mystique called Madame Rouge. There's another talking gorilla called Monsieur Mala. And they're just out here just trying to destroy superheroes. They weren't like, there was nothing about Mr. Nobody. There wasn't like talking roaches. There was no candle maker. There was none of this. And so there were no sex ghosts. Oh God, the sex ghost. So like,
yo, please, I know you probably weren't there for that. Please tell me I watched that episode. I said, wait, they got ghosts fucking in the crib. Like, this is for real. Like, this is a thing that is happening. Again, out of everything we've seen in season 1, they go in a donkey's ass. So you're like, okay, how much weirder can it get?
Different.
Right. How much weirder can it get? The street, because of a dude who flexes his muscles, the sentient street and everyone on the street have a giant orgasm. And so it keeps going wilder and wilder. And so you're like, wow, how far can this show go?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like obviously we pull a lot of just like the weirdness from the Grant Morrison run. And I think like the Gerard Way run and the Rachel Pollack run are like maintaining that weirdness. But I feel like the thing that I got to give props to Jeremy Carver, the showrunner, because he is just like, his main thing is like, where's the emotion, where's the drama, where are the character moments. So it's really all about like taking that foundation of just like an imaginative tour de force of just like I don't know where Grant and these people come up with this stuff, but taking that and like infusing it with just like as gut-wrenching of character moments as we can manage. And I feel like that's that's the hook of the show, because like it's this like surreal like mind fuck, but like at the end of like every other episode we're just trying to reduce people to tears. And I feel like a lot of times I hope we're successful, because I've definitely cried a couple of times in the show.
Dude, I'm not gonna openly admit this. I'm not doing that.
Like zombie butts. Like, trust me, we
wear asses,
hitting, bro. Wear asses, and well, there was a zombie where. Remember, there was a zombie wear
ass. Yep.
So okay, so real quick, because we're gonna go ahead and let you go in just a minute. I know, congratulations to the show as a whole for getting a season 4. Are you going to be joining the writing staff again? Do you know yet? Are you still in the contract negotiations or what?
Yep, I'm in. Yep, so I'll be involved.
Amazing. And now, without giving anything away, because we won't get you in trouble, not specifics, but are there any themes or anything that we should be looking out for in season 4?
Doom Force.
Themes.
Doom Force.
Doom Force.
Just all Doom Force. Just say all Doom Force.
You know what? I'm not going to answer that question because I don't know what I'm going to get in trouble for.
Okay, but that is fair.
But
so
I will say that we're okay. I will say this, that we are going to try to like take where the characters ended off in season 3 and do justice to where they ended off going forward.
Okay.
So like, I'll just leave it at that.
No, that's fine. Now, also, I think I would like to say on behalf of myself and Winston, if y'all decide to bring back 2 sentient wear-asses that need to talk and have conversations, we are willing to be wear-ass.
I'm happy to come on the street and turn into a wear-ass.
Wear-ass. I could turn into an open wear-ass.
Believe me, Shoshana and I sing your praises in the room, and like there was one episode, I can't remember what it was, but you guys did a breakdown of one of the episodes, and I was like, these guys have better ideas than we came up with the room. Like your theories for what was going to happen in the season. I'm like, we should have done that. That's way better than what we did.
Okay, well, if you need a gopher, I can come in and bring you your coffee and just be like, real quick, oh, by the way, y'all should consider a wear-ass gets in a fight with
Look,
sex
I'll bring an emery board for anyone who needs their nails filed and be like, let me tell you something about Jane's love affair with the fog real quick.
Well, we just want to say once again, Ezra, thank you so much. Where can the people find you? And other than obviously season 4 of Doom Patrol and this season, if you haven't seen season 3, you have to check it out. What other products you have going on that folks could look out for?
Yeah, you can find me on all social medias except Facebook. I killed my Facebook, so don't look for me on Facebook. But I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Ezra C. Daniels. And as far as what's next, I just had I wrote a segment of the Black horror anthology called Horror Noir that came out on Shudder a couple weeks ago. So I wrote one of those, so you can check that out. And then I don't have a copy of it here, but here's a beat up ass old copy of my graphic novel Upgrade Soul, and a new edition of this is dropping in bookstores this week, and it's like a hardcover. This is like my reference copy, but like it's a hardcover with an introduction by Darren Aronofsky, an afterword by Karama Horn, aka Blerd Girl. So
who's one of our homies?
Karama
has been on the show a couple of times. She'll come on here whenever she come in the chat whenever she ain't being super famous and shit.
Yo, we need the sound, y'all. You know the holiday season coming. It sounds like the perfect gift to cop. Go get the hardcover of Upgrade Soul, y'all. But
make
once
sure you
again,
get. It's not gonna be like
yeah.
tattered in reference. It's gonna be a hardcover. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fresh.
not this one.
You're gonna get it to somebody. They're gonna be like, "Oh my god, where did you get the idea?" And you can be
This
like,
one's
"I
got
was
like
watching Blerds in
tire
the Hood."
stains on it. I don't know how like somebody ran it over in a car. I don't even know what happened with this one, but this
Who
is
did
just
you
nice.
piss off, dog?
It was USPS. I shipped it to myself when I was on book tour.
Sound
And I
about
arrived
right.
at my
Sound
house.
about
And
right.
it's like, you know, I
Sound
don't know
about
what
right.
happened.
That's trash. That's absolute trash. Well, Ezra, once again, brother, I can't thank you enough for joining us. You're obviously a friend of the show, so anytime you'd like to come back, we'd love to have you back on. But all of the luck, the best of the luck in the world for you. Congratulations on your first season of television, and good luck with everything in the future, man.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having
And
me.
we hope to have more deep discussions with you coming up later. So, man, take care. Enjoy your evening. Be safe out there. And can we give him some, because he'll leave before they hit it. So I want to give him something that
on
he
the way
probably
out,
hasn't
something to
seen.
go out on. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So we want you to leave because the neighborhood asked for it. And we want you to leave on a positive note. So enjoy.
We have confused this man. He does not know what he's watching.
Like, what the fuck is
He was like, what the fuck is that a what? So if you can't tell, it's a cat funeral, and it has become the staple that anytime we hit 100 likes on our videos, we play that for everyone. It has become like the thing synonymous with the show.
So now they've gotten 2 meows on credit, so they owe us. The fans owe us.
Oh man.
I don't know what to say to that.
Well, that's a great way to go, Ezra. Thank you again so much, man. Take care.
Thank y'all.
Man,
that
that
was
was
fun.
that was a great interview, bro. Absolutely awesome.
So we
there
just
we go.
Because I did it, you did it, and I did it, you did it, man. Thank you again
Yeah.
to Ezra Daniels, man. It's always good to get insight into the mind of the people who write the shows that we love, you know, and to hear how, because you know, your sister being a writer, you know, and knowing writers and stuff, and hearing how the room goes, and to say, yo, this is what was going on when we were putting this together. You're like, damn.
No, for sure. I mean, and that was the only reason I kind of like know the story editor stuff, is because I know that was kind of what was going on with Zoe, where she was staff writer that first year, and there's something in between. She jumped in between that to the story editor, and it's both the title and then the bump that comes with it, because obviously you get to associate producer, executive producer, etc. So it was just cool, man. It was absolutely cool to be able to talk to Ezra and just get to know what's been going on with the show, because, you know, like you said, we've been watching this from day one, and we've been losing our shit every single episode.
Because again, you know, there are things you can just watch it and be a fan of. Like, again, when Batman stuff happens, when Superman stuff happens, and this is no knock to people, or even Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man stuff. People are so used to these stories, but the Doom Patrol is something that's different, and it's like what it delivers off of, even being as different as it is.
Are you seeing what they're saying? So people are asking, what's the interest rate on Meow credit? At least 20 points. So we need 120 likes to pay that back. We're about 7 more from the principal. Like, y'all niggas are taking this shit too far. And I fucking love it, though.
These niggas know what it is. These niggas know what it is. All right, look, we got to do 2 stories real quick. Now, before we go into this next story, I don't know. See, I don't want to do both of those stories back to back now.
That's why I kind of put the.
I haven't looked at the run sheet. I put
the one in between because of that, but I just knew we needed a quick story. So it's up to you, because they're both. Long story short, y'all, that I'm sure you can tell from the thumbnail what one of them is about, and the other one is about what broke today. They're both going to be kind of heavy.
That's why we're saying it like that. I know, you know, it's like, yo, are they talking openly about it? Yes, because we try to balance this out. And so these 2 stories back, first and foremost, I'll just knock this one out because I have to do it. It's on the thumbnail. Rapper Young Dolph was shot and killed yesterday in his hometown of Memphis. He was only 36 years old. He was killed while visiting a cookie store that he frequents and supports. There is a memorial up in front of the cookie store currently. There we go. And unfortunately, at the memorial today, someone was shot. And
wait, what?
Someone was shot at the memorial today, unfortunately. And the suspects in that case were found. Now, I'm not putting up the videos, but police do have surveillance footage of the shooters when Young Dolph was murdered. Now, this young man loved his family. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, rappers be like that about their street life, et cetera, et cetera. Here's something about Young Dolph that a lot of people didn't know. He rarely rapped about his real estate portfolio, but he owned over 100 properties in Memphis. And he would also purchase a foreclosure for his children each year for their birthdays. This is something everyone knew that he did for his kids. He was giving them generational wealth. He was setting them up for a good thing. But again, many people, hear the lyrics. This shows you, this happened at Rolling Loud. Shows you how much of a person that Young Dolph is.
So keep in mind, this was a VP at Duke University that fired them. It worked for playing the song Get Paid. So check this out. This is what we gonna do. I know for a fact that VP at that school, he get money, but he ain't get money like Dolph. So look, check this out. Until y'all get y'all a new job, till y'all find y'all a new job, I got 20,000 for y'all right now.
Let's go! Rolling loud! Paper round empire! We independent! We independent! Let's go! Hey! Get paid, young!
Do you understand how real that is to anybody? I don't give a shit if they're a rapper or not to do that. To have to come out of pocket and do that. Again, this is very sad because, like I said, he was killed in his hometown. And you see this shit a lot. Rappers who live in their hometowns who are unfortunately gunned down and executed by their hometowns. Now, I know we don't like to give him a lot of props on the show for the dumb shit he says and the hateful shit, but Lil Boosie made a statement years back that still applies to this day.
Most rappers die in their own city, man. It's a fact. And, you have haters who was in school with you and they mad because they was in that third grade class with you, but they don't have the same hustle as you. They hate you for no reason. They hate you for your success. If you was a local rapper and you didn't have much, they would love you. And these people, you develop hatred in your own city. If you go to Canada, you go to New York, you from Louisiana, you don't have hate, you don't have people want to hurt you because they don't know you. They don't know you, and that's why I decided to move to Atlanta. If I'm dealing with music.
It's the truth.
Well, he said that's why he moved to Atlanta because he doesn't have nobody really knows him out there like they do him in Louisiana. But I will transition very quickly just from that because we do have another serious story to go to a lighthearted one as far as it was positive. I can put it that way. I don't have a asset just because it'll take too long to do that. But for those that didn't know, Julius Jones, who was supposed to be sentenced to death, who was supposed to be put to death, I believe it was yesterday.
Today.
It was today.
It was today.
His execution was stayed by the Oklahoma governor, who at this point, Julius right now will live the rest of a life sentence without parole. But they are still fighting to do that because there was too much evidence involved in the case that did not add up, including his co-conspirator who has admitted to multiple people while in prison that he was the one that actually killed the person in question. So just to hear that somebody who it really looks like is innocent of this murder to have their execution stay like that is huge. So
I mean, that's the big thing. I would agree. My thing is, it's a great thing, first and foremost, his execution is stayed, right? But when there's shit that's proving that this man didn't do it, no matter, let's say he gets out, right? Mm-hmm. No matter what, 22 years at minimum of his life has been taken away. And we see this all too often now where especially black men have been victims of the system for decades, then something clears their name. They could have cleared their name decades ago. Like, I'm not just talking about DNA forensic evidence, because that is relatively new, right?
Right.
But when these things can be done and then they get out and they're like, oh, sorry, like, that's fucked up because this person doesn't know how to acclimate themselves to life in the situation.
If they're able to fully clear him, a lot of times when that happens, there is a compensation provided by the state for the wrongful conviction. Obviously, the biggest commodity you can ask for is time, not money. So, it's one of those things where it would be sad that you never get it back. But the simple fact that there's enough to prove that this man isn't necessarily the one that did it. And again, his co-conspirator confessed in jail to multiple witnesses that he was the one that actually killed. I don't remember the name of the victim, but the one that actually did the crime and bragged about leaving the gun in his house to frame him. Like, you know what I'm saying? That by itself to prevent him from getting the death penalty, at the very least, you very rarely.
Sorry about that. Apologize.
Yeah,
for that. I'm trying to delete stuff out of here.
Stuff. No, I got you. You just very rarely get to see that actually happen. So it was nice to see that kind of change of pace and whatnot.
You know what? God damn it. I'm trying to, because again, we only can hold, I'm literally on the button. We can only hold a certain amount of assets in here. All right. Here we go. If you have not heard, former NFL running back Zach Stacy currently is on the run after a video surfaced of him abusing the fuck out of his ex-girlfriend and child's mother. Now, we are not going to show this video. Okay, we've agreed to it. We weren't going to show the video. First, I was like, should we? I was like, we should. And he was like, nah, we can't do this. And I was like, after a while, I was like, yeah. Here's the issue. The reason why I wanted to show the video. This is for me personally. I want to show the video because, not just because of the graphic nature, the woman, his ex in that video, the one who's being abused, if you notice, she gets hit and she's still talking calmly and everything. And I bring that up because everybody will say, oh, you ate that punch. You ate that punch. Anybody gets hit and nothing happens. Anybody says the term is you ate it. But that lets you know that ain't the first time.
No, it's not. And I think, again, if you want to find it, honestly, if you go look on Twitter, you can find it. But in the same way that we don't play George Floyd getting choked out, we don't play any of those murders that happen to Black body, we're also not going to sit up here and play one of the most violent, like at least caught on camera domestic disputes that are like domestic violence incidents that have gone on. It was absolutely disgusting. And now he's on the run, apparently. Right before the show started, Jay had got a notification that he is now apparently on the run.
He knows this is it. Yeah, he is currently facing 2 felonies right now, where they say if he convicted, the aggravated battery charge carries up to 15 years behind bars, and the criminal mischief charge carries up to 5. They say the woman has sustained issues to her face, torso, and legs. And cops also say the 65-inch TV that was destroyed is valued at $1,000, and the baby's bouncy was damaged. Again, this is one of those things where it's like the child was right the fuck there. We've talked about this, we've talked about this pretty much once a show with toxic relationships that go this route. We've talked about this once a show, and unfortunately it's becoming more and more prominent. They've always happened. Let's not play dumb, ladies and gentlemen. They've always happened. They've become more prominent and more visible now, social media. But the fact that, you said something, like, again, you said something, and I thought about it too. He hit her or tossed her into the TV and then stood over her and went at her again like she was a nigga. And when I say nigga, I mean a dude, not a nigga, because she was a white girl. So I want to make sure I clarify that.
The point is, he was essentially like that. The attack that he put on her is the kind of attack I would put on the dude if they ever put hands on my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like he was completely unchecked, and it was absolutely disgusting, and all in front of their 5-month-old. Like because the way he was walling out, obviously he hurt her very badly, but could have very easily also hurt that child.
I didn't know the baby was 5 months.
Yeah, the baby was 5 months old, dude.
I thought the baby might have been a year or 2 years. I didn't know that.
It was
that makes it worse.
It's just bad. He slammed her so hard that bounce she almost bounced and hit the baby. Like, it was horrible. So I hope they catch him quickly. I hope he goes to jail for the maximum amount of time. And I hope the people that are apparently hiding him, because apparently his friends are helping him get away, that they also do jail time for aiding and abetting. Like, absolutely fuck this dude.
I wish I had the words. I wish I had to say, do we have any other Streamlabs that have come in? Let me try to transition that way. Do we got any other?
Do you have a funny Karen today, or is it a serious Karen?
Shit, nigga. She's funny because she really thought she was on one. Let's just say that. The Karen thought she was real with her shit. I got shit. What the fuck?
Now my internet's acting stupid, bro. My shit's locking up on me. I just hit refresh and it said, nope.
I hope this isn't a fucking whole Spectrum thing again. That's what I'm hoping.
It's a possibility, man.
Because I saw Spectrum was acting up yesterday. I saw a bunch of people putting it. It is what it is. So again, we got no new Streamlabs that came in. I don't see anything that's come in. Blah blah blah. Boom.
Which, by the way,
okay, let me address this.
Okay, a couple other things real fast. So one of the things that Stormy actually said herself, as someone that grew up,
that's what I know,
but specifically saying that she herself dealt with it, both growing up in it and then getting into one. But then also, apparently, she said that he was beating her while she was 8 months pregnant. I didn't realize that either, man. So one, Stormy, of course, our hearts out to you, and I'm glad that it sounds like you're not in that situation anymore. But also, I hope that both that woman and her baby are okay. Like, if she's getting smacked around beat up while she's 8 months pregnant, that baby may have some damage, let alone the fact that he bounced her on top of the baby and I bounced her in the video, man. So, all right.
We'll see.
What
all
do you
right,
got?
real quick.
You got something?
Yeah, I've been seeing this all day, and people keep texting it to me like I don't see it, and like I haven't seen it, and I'm going to talk about it if I wanted to. So the WWE has done a bunch of releases again. They just released John Morrison, Top Dollar, Shanti Adonis, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Tegan Knox, Drake Maverick, Shane Thorne, and finally Jackson Riker. They've cited
not good or something.
Hell, he's a right wing, all lives matter, racist piece of shit. So again, John Laurinaitis has cited budget cuts, and I know everybody's going to say that they kept touting that they've had the largest fiscal year in profits, especially with their deal with Peacock and NBC Universal. No, the WWE is not doing a fire sale. It is not a fire sale. First of all, I've said this to everybody. The WWE technically has been sold years ago. How do I know? Where is Raw at? Where is the WWE Network at? That's why the NBC Universal, aka Comcast, was upset SmackDown didn't come to them. They basically have that. They just let Vince McMahon run that product. The board of the WWE run that product. I kind of figured something was going to happen with Hit Row. It was just a matter of time. Again, they're consolidating. They grabbed a lot of talent, unfortunately. John Morrison wasn't getting used the way he should have been used. We was all happy to have him back. Johnny's a homie. So now he can go and work and do what he needs to do. But no, before anybody says it, please stop saying they should all go to AEW, because then y'all going to be fucking mad when AEW starts releasing their homegrown talent. I'm letting y'all know this now. Y'all keep being like, people, and I say y'all in general, keep being like, oh, they got 4 shows. No one really gives a fuck about Dark and Elevation. So I just wanted to get it off my chest. All right.
I don't know about any of this.
Just want to make
None
sure I
of
did
that's totally fine. So with that, I mean, I guess let's just go to
And
it.
now, an Ode to Karens, brought to you by Blerds N The Hood. Now, before we go into this dedication, you must be asking yourself, well, what is a Karen and what does it mean? Well, Karen is a mocking slang term for an entitled, obnoxious, middle-aged white woman, especially as featured in memes. Karen is generally stereotyped as having a blonde bob haircut, asking to speak to retail and restaurant managers to voice complaints or make demands, and being a nagging, often divorced mother from Generation X. Karens most notably have been known now to call the police on black people when they're just doing this thing called living. You know, something that God allowed them to do. This includes Barbecue Becky, Permit Patty, Sleepin' Sarah, and a host of others. And typically, Karens feel that because they are white women, they are entitled to do whatever they want and make life choices based on their insecurities as well as fears. Well, here are a few moments of wild Karens caught in their natural habitat.
All right, so The thing about Karens are they think they're entitled to shit and they think they belong. And imagine being a white woman who tries to make it seem like you're important when you're not.
Investigator from the California State Board of Equalization.
Okay, so
So
who are
do
you
you-
looking for?
Do you own this property? Are you the owner?
Are you looking for?
I'm looking for the owner of the property.
Well, then I'm pretty sure if you're the tax fraud investigator for the state of California that you'll know how to find a property owner.
Well, if you're not the tenant on the lease, then I'm going to have the police out here and have you removed in 2 days. You understand?
You're funny.
Are you laughing at me?
You look like you're on drugs.
Unless
Are you okay?
Looks like you're on drugs.
Well, you're being reported,
So-
I hope that you're representing.
It doesn't matter.
You will be reported. So you're.
It
on
doesn't
video.
matter.
Well,
It doesn't
we'll see what the
matter.
police say. We'll see what the police say.
It doesn't matter. It
We'll see
doesn't
what the
matter
police
if
say.
you're. Well, this house looks like it's got issues.
You look like you have issues.
And there's no.
Some bitch at my
Okay. Oh, some bitch at your door. You got squatters here at this property, and I'm going to prove to the police that you don't own it. Okay.
You're a squatter. You're on my property. Get off of it.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to have you removed from this property in 2 seconds, and I've got your phone number out here and your son's card, and I'm going to make sure that he's doing no construction without a license.
Handle your business, bitch.
Handle your business, bitch, because this house looks like shit.
You look like shit. Go take a shower.
You got spider webs in your lawn.
You had spider webs in your crotch.
You know what? Go back to doing your drugs and squat on houses that you can't afford, lady, because you're going to be gone.
Okay, come back when I'm there and we'll see what you have to say for yourself.
So the California State Board of Equalization is a real thing. It is a public agency charged with the tax administration and fee collection in the state of California in the United States. The authorities of the board fall into 4 areas: sales and use taxes, property taxes, special taxes, and acting as an appellate body for franchise and income tax appeals. Now, the BOE is the only publicly elected tax commission in the United States. It's made up of 4 directly elected members, each representing a district for 4-year terms along with the state controller. Basically, it's a real thing, but that bitch ain't part of it. Let's be real.
I wouldn't believe that she is. That's the weirdest shit. Well, are you the because like that's the thing. If you're showing up looking for the property owner, you know what you would know?
Who it is.
The property
Who the owner is.
Is Mrs. Jones available? Mrs. Jones. Why are you asking? I'm looking for Mrs. Jones. She's listed as the property owner. We need to talk to her about whatever. That bit, I swear to God, bro. I'm that actually made me laugh a little bit because they did a much. See, you should feel totally fine about Tuesday because they actually roasted this girl. They roasted the hell out of this old woman talking about you got spider webs in your lawn. Yeah, you got spider webs in your crotch.
I was like, whoa.
You look like you're on drugs. You look like you're on drugs. Go take a shower, you dirty hoe.
She was like, who's that? Some bitch at this door. Oh, some bitch? Yes, some bitch. Yeah, some bitch. All right. So I think that's about it. Do we got anything else? Do you got anything? Did we get any more donations? Anybody want to be a blessing?
Check. Like I said, the interwebs is not acting too friendly right now.
I have nothing from the Venmo to cash because sometimes those come through last minute. There's nothing else
on there and nothing over here. That's totally fine.
Okay.
We appreciate each and every person that has already sent in donations today.
I'm out.
Spider crotch.
I'm out.
Can't get laid, so there's webs inside.
Yes, sir! This nigga spitting. Damn, nigga!
Jay, Mr. JayWashington, man, tell them how they can find you and what's going on in your life.
Spider crotch does whatever
Spider crotch does.
It's my thought if I ever saw a spider crotch. Twitter, Instagram at MrJayWashington, MrJay. You should know spell Washington. If you want to check out all the reviews that him and I have done for Doom Patrol for all 3 seasons, they are up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAYWashington80. Mad Titan Podcast is on hiatus because I have a lot of things to do. I have to do a voiceover audition. I have to do an audition where I'm crawling through a door and doing yoga. So that's going to be really weird that I have to record myself. Yeah, I will be this Friday. I will be at the Stand Up Comedy Club in Bellflower, California at 8 p.m. Saturday, I'm doing 2 shows with Jen Sturger, so that's happening. And then I'm back here on Tuesday. So, yeah.
Before I get to my stuff real quick, Chris asked, are we going to talk about Gosar being censured? The interview went longer than planned, which we're happy it did actually, because we had a great conversation with Ezra. But for those that didn't know, very quickly, Representative Gosar was censured on a vote of 223 to 207 with 2 Republicans, Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, voting with the Democrats. So that's kind of the story, more or less. It essentially means no legal ramifications, but he did have to give up all of his committee seats. So that means he can no longer serve on the committee. He can just do his standard voting as a congressperson. So that is a quick of that.
Yeah, but they won't do shit to that bitch Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is really, really weird. I'm just going to call it for what it is. I'm going to call it what it is. It's just really weird. They were quick to censure him, but Marjorie Taylor Greene should have been, her and Blerd, those two should have been told to shut the fuck out.
Well, I guess the only difference is they have said
senators or something like.
No, they're both reps. But
they're both reps.
There's stupid shit, but he actually, by putting that video, became an immediate death threat to both AOC and Biden. So that's the difference there, and that's why they actually censured them. But it's a whole other conversation for another day.
Yeah.
You know where to find me at TheSwaggyBlerd, wherever Swaggy Blerds are sold: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Tomorrow, I will be on Citizen, letting you know about all the naked people attacking you in the streets, so don't miss that for sure.
Can you imagine getting attacked by a naked woman with mental issues with a titty? Like she just swinging a titty at you like, yeah!
But if she's doing it, I bet you that they're probably very sweaty and she needs a shower, and it's probably Spider Crotch. Spider Crotch is probably the one that would do it. But there you go. Oh, so Marjorie Taylor Greene has been removed from all our committee seats. So there you go. So that's great. And of course, tomorrow, don't miss the rewatch for Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm telling y'all, if you want to see true fear in a black man's eyes, first couple minutes of that episode, you will see what I'm talking about. When I thought I was getting attacked by a squirrel, y'all, it was something else.
Nigga, I mean, the paper slid down and they just gingerly slid down my leg.
Bro, I just felt paws on my leg, and I especially because I saw Christian and Coy make a face. And I was like, ah! Like I literally looked like fucking Christmas Vacation. Just watch it. It's definitely worth it. So with that, y'all, we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. Thank you for joining us. We will see you on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific for another episode of Blerds N The Hood. Till then, take care. Peace.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.
Hi guys.
All right.
Hi guys. I want to say something real quick.
What's up?
Also, shout out to Sparky in here and Tommy. All that prayers up to y'all, Cindy of Memphis, because I heard it's been going down out there with the shooting of Young Dolph. I forgot to say that earlier, so I want to make sure I said that again. Thank you, Ezra. We forgot to say that before we ended the show because we are horrible people. Thank you, Ezra Daniels.
Thanks before he left, but I agree. Thank you again, Ezra and Clayton Daniels. Thank you so much for joining us. So for the post credit today, y'all, we're gonna do one more story because it dropped right before the show started, and we realized we probably should talk about it now because it's not going to be relevant on Tuesday. Antonio Brown is out being crazy yet again. This nigga has apparently
stop saying crazy. This nigga's on the bullshit. Is on the bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. What I mean by the bullshit, I want you to read. You know, screenshots exist in this world, right, y'all? So check out this screenshot. So, Sid. This is text between Stephen Ruiz and Antonio Brown's girlfriend, Sydney Moreau, provided by Ruiz to the Tampa Bay Times. So he goes, "Where's lunch? I'm on my way back." She says, "Are you coming?"
She says, "Where's lunch?" She's in the gray.
She says, "Where's lunch?" He says, "I'm on my way back." She says, "Are you coming tomorrow?" She says, "Yes, I am." "Do you know what the schedule's like tomorrow?" She says, "AB's going to the gym at 8. Come earlier, please." He says, "What time? What time should I do breakfast?" She said, "Be ready for 7." He said, "Okay, sounds good." She says, "Can you get the COVID cards?" He said, "I can try." J&J shot. AB said he'll give you $500.
So the rumor right now that's kind of going out, you didn't need to do that because it's the post credit, but the thing that's going around is that he had a live-in chef. I believe it's the same chef here, and he refused to pay this nigga because this nigga did a whole catering thing for the Pro Bowl, and he wouldn't pay. He won't pay the money that's owed to him. So they're like, and no longer works with the nuts. He said, "You know what? Fine, nigga. I know where the bodies are buried." So that might be it for AB, bro. If this is genuinely true, that might be a career because this was kind of his last chance, and he was doing well with Tom Brady, bro. But like, if this is legit, that's a wrap.
Is it though? Because
he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Aaron Rodgers.
But Tom Brady vouches for him. That
ain't gonna be enough. Tom Brady could get away with that. Do you understand that just because you have a Jason,
bro? Yeah, Tom Brady's the reason he's still in the league. Remember, no one
would touch him. I completely agree with that. But this is going to be on a whole other level, dude. I don't know. I don't know if he'll get away, but who knows? Maybe it will. Oh, and last question. Do us a favor and leave it in the comments because we were actually discussing this. So we want to be able to try and bring you the best show that we possibly can. We were discussing whether or not you guys enjoy when we talk about political subjects. So like Representative Gosar now, we've talked about like the court cases that have been happening. We've talked about all sorts of votes that happen in the Senate or insurrections or whatever that shit. Whenever we talk politics, is that something that you enjoy hearing from us or not? So do us a favor. If you're still watching this right now, go in the comments and let us know. I do enjoy when y'all talk about politics. You can give us a why if you want to. I don't enjoy it. And because we want to figure out what makes the most sense for y'all. So with that, y'all legitimately have a great weekend. We'll see you later. Peace.